Hi guys! We'll wait for a couple people to jump on and then we will get started. Y'all ready to make it and take it? Or just make it and turn around, walk off? Let's see. Make sure you guys can see. Okay, alright. We got this thing rigged up a little bit. I know that we don't have recipes out. You guys basically just had what the ingredients were, and you didn't have any recipes. But I will be posting the recipes for everything after this is over. I really just wanted to show you guys what you can do with your oils and a way that you can use them at your house every day for practical uses. And these are things that that we would actually make at my house if you ever did come to a make and take. But if you can't make it, or if you live out of state, and have a lot of people that live out of state, out of town, or just can't leave their house, and this is a great way for you to make it on your own. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I don't want to wait around too long. And let's go ahead and start with the lip scrub first. Now, I did post just basic things. I didn't really post what you were using and like amounts. I think I might have posted like a small container, and everyone's container is going to be a different size. Mine is very small, so I might actually use a little bit smaller portions than I had originally stated. And let me see what I even told you guys to get for the lip scrub. 2-ounce glass jar, sugar, honey, and fractionated coconut oil, and then of course your essential oils. So what I wanted to tell you guys is I didn't tell you what type of sugar. So you could have been using brown sugar or white sugar. And I was actually wondering how many of you did not have sugar at your house. Because when I started doing these make and takes, I actually had to go purchase the sugar because I don't typically have sugar at my house. So I did purchase it. I thought that was kind of funny. And so I'm going to use 1 teaspoon of sugar, and I'm not sure how much this one would hold. Yours might be bigger than my container, so you might want to use a tablespoon, but I'm using equal parts for my honey, my sugar, and my oil. And not my essential oil, but my oil, the fractionated coconut oil. So I'm going to use 1 teaspoon of each. And I'm mixing it in a different container. I'm actually got a little a little teacup over here that I'm mixing it in. So I have 1 teaspoon of that, and I have 1 teaspoon of my oil, and I'm gonna do a teaspoon of honey as well. And then when we mix it all together, then I'll put the drops of my essential oil in, and I will also mix it together and put it into my container. Now I am using honey from Kansas because it's the best honey in the world. Our honey doesn't taste as good because the bees are pollinating this honey from the apple trees, and it has like a sweeter taste than our local honey. It's awesome. So if you want some really good honey, go to Kansas. All right, so I'm mixing that up together. And then at this point you can kind of see the amount to see if you needed to add something else. And then I'm gonna add my lavender and lemon essential oils. And I am using oils that are coming in the kit just because I want it to be something that you guys will probably have on hand. So if you have another oil that you'd rather use, you know, go ahead and use it. But I'm going to do a drop of each. You can do 2 drops of lavender if you wanted to, or 2 drops of lemon. It's really just up to you. It has no reason for it. It's just what you prefer. So if you actually have a different oil at your house that you rather use, that's fine. All right, and if 2 drops go in instead of 1, that's completely fine. Don't panic or anything. And this is an awesome lip scrub that you can use on your lips, and just to make it really smooth and awesome. Now that fits pretty nicely into my little container. and I have a nice lip scrub that I can use. And this is a honey scrub. And you can see that I filled it up all the way to the, so that was probably a perfect amount for me and mine. So this is my lip scrub. So that was very easy. I mean, it took like, what, 30 seconds, 60 seconds max. If I didn't talk as much, it probably would have only taken 30 seconds. So that was very easy, and that was my lip scrub. The next thing we have on our list is bath salts. And for the bath salts, you only need some Epsom salts. You can get salts from Fred's or somewhere's really easy like that. And depending on your container size is to how much salt that you'll actually use. So I think this is a 2-ounce jar. It's in between 2 and 4, I can't remember. So I have about a half a cup. I think I can fill this twice, I'm not sure, of salt. I kind of like to gauge it. And if you are a canner like me, I have this little funnel that goes in it. It's very easily, so I don't have a spill. So I'm going to get my Epsom salts and just scoop. And like I said, I think this is going to be about 2 scoops. Well, 1 scoop's pretty much full. So I'm going to do a half a cup of Epsom salts. I probably could put more in there, but I don't want to overfill it. And let's see if I can do half of that half, so 4. Yeah, so 3/4 cup was a good size for that one. All right, and then the essential oil of your choice. I am going to do another lavender if you rather do frankincense. I'm trying to think of things in the kit that you might want to do. Stress Away is an amazing bath salt. I am brushed out, so anyways, I'm going to do 5 drops of this, and I'm putting it directly into the salt. And then I'm going to put the lid on and just shake it. And that way you have your lavender bath salts whenever you want to take a bath. So we got our lip scrub, we got our bath salts. And the next thing is our peppermint breath freshener. Now I told you guys to get a smaller bottle than this. This is a 2-ounce bottle that I just happened to have at my house. I didn't have anything that I had to purchase because I already had it. So, I'm sorry, I'm gonna go rinse my hands. I have a little honey on. But I'm gonna only fill up my water about halfway because it is a 2-ounce container. And so I do have my distilled water, and all you need for this one is distilled water and the essential oil of your choice. Now I told you guys peppermint because peppermint comes in your kit, and it also is good for fresh breath. But I wanted to give you another option just in case, and let me look, see what I had for you guys. Sorry. Okay, so if you wanted another option other than peppermint, you could do spearmint or cinnamon. And I'm actually going to do cinnamon in mine because I'm a breastfeeding mama, and peppermint can completely sap my milk supply. So when I was doing this and I put peppermint on there, that would have been like an awesome option if I'm not breastfeeding. But since I am breastfeeding, I don't want to put peppermint inside me internally because it does mess with my milk. So let me pour my distilled water. And again, you can't get this wrong necessarily. I just want to make sure I get about halfway full instead of all the way full. And the reason why you don't want to put too much in here is because since it's not preserved, if you don't use it fast enough, it can go bad. So we don't have a preservative in this. It's just the distilled water, so you need to use it pretty quickly. I would say with no preservative, you would probably want to use it by the end of the month or 2. Okay, so if you are using a smaller bottle, you'll probably use it, as you go. I'm putting this in my purse. When I get done, I'm sticking it in my purse, and then I'm gonna bring it with me wherever. So that's my goal. I am gonna take my cinnamon bark, and we are gonna do 3 drops of your essential oil, and you can just put it directly into your bottle. So 1, 2, 3. Now cinnamon is pretty spicy. This might be a little hot for some people. If you're doing your peppermint, I don't want y'all to panic. I know y'all are seeing me hold up these other bottles that are different looking than possibly the one in your kit. Remember, you have two different types of bottles. You have your Vitality label and your bigger bottle that doesn't have that white label. These are the same oils. So if you have peppermint and it looks like either of these, that's fine. It doesn't matter. This is the same oil and different labeling for FDA purposes. So don't panic if you only have Vitality. It's the same oil. So this is our breath freshener. Just shake it up and you're good to go. So that's your peppermint breath freshener. All right, the last thing we are going to make is our Make and Take makeup remover. We have a lot of different things for that one. It called for another container. It called for some cotton rounds, our fractionated coconut oil, the witch hazel, and the water as well. So I'm going to get my water. Sorry, I'm trying to get everything in my little area so we can get it together. Okay, and let me put this up. So the first thing you want to do is you want to pour your coconut oil, and we're going to use 2 tablespoons of coconut oil. Let me measure that out. Let me get a little more of that. Try to go a little faster that time. It was really slow. So 2 tablespoons of my fractionated coconut oil, and 1 tablespoon of my witch hazel. And then 1 tablespoon of my filtered water or distilled water. Okay, so that's a lot of liquid in mine. And then when they said what you want to do is once you get all that, go ahead and put in your essential oil of choice. And we are going to use lavender in this. It's just it's good for the skin. If you wanted to use frankincense or something like that, that's another one that's good for the skin, and it's pretty delicate. So I am going to do 4 drops. And we did 2 tablespoons of coconut oil, a tablespoon of witch hazel, and it's supposed to be 2 tablespoons of distilled water. I only did 1. Let me do 1 more really quick, and then I'm going to shake it together. Okay, so again, this is a lot of liquid, so just be careful when you're putting your cotton rounds in that you're not overflowing it. Okay, so my cotton rounds. It says I'm trying to soak it in there, but I know when I press down it's gonna like completely overflow. I'm just being very cautious when I put it in. All right. It's actually not overflowing, it's absorbing everything. So I'm going to try to squish some more in there. It's actually pretty interesting how it's just absorbing it all and not overflowing. I thought it would totally like overflow the container, but it's not. You can tell I practiced beforehand. And I know they said to get 10, but I just tried to get as many as I could because this is something that I desperately needed. And I think it would be awesome to have a good amount so I can use them and I don't have to make it every 5 days or 10 days or whatever. So, trying to like squish it to the side so they'll, I think all the liquid is being totally saturated in these rounds. So that's all I'm going to put in there. And you can just kind of eyeball it. If you feel like you can squeeze in a few more, you can try. But I think They're pretty saturated. They're probably more saturated on bottom than the top, but I think it has a good amount in each. And if you, like if I press down, I guess I could squeeze some more in there. So yeah, if you press down, and you could squeeze even more after that. That's awesome. I'm really excited about this. This is something that I desperately needed. And I got that need met, and I didn't have to go to the store because these are all things that I really had at my house. It's exciting. Okay. Well, here it is, guys. These are your make and take items. You have your lip scrub, your bath salts, your fresh breath spray, and your makeup remover. I hope it all works out for you. And if you have any questions, again, I'll post those recipes in the post.